So we've all heard about the drama between the Act Man and Quantum TV. It's been discussed to death, and I personally didn't feel like talking about it in the beginning. But to give you a quick rundown, basically what happened was the Act Man got into a bit of a beef with Quantum TV over an Elden Ring video. They had a bunch of responses. Act Man releases a 50-minute long video that I talked about like months ago, and the video got taken down by YouTube. The Act Man decided that he was going to respond to this by making a few jokes. Now, the jokes were not very content friendly, I'll say that. And as you can see on the screen, he's threatening to dox YouTube employees, and obviously he's joking. Obviously. However, YouTube did not like the joke even a little bit. So they took away his monetization, and a lot of his videos were struck down and demonetized. Well, his entire channel was demonetized, and a lot of his videos were age restricted, and he wasn't making any money. So the Act Man sort of stepped away from the whole YouTube space. He released one video in the past 3 months, but today I saw a video from him that he released last night where he talked about how he had gotten remonetized through a series of clips. He actually doesn't talk about it, but it's shown. So at the end of the day, I'm really glad that the Act Man got his monetization back. While I do understand that it was a joke, I understand that YouTube wasn't too happy about it, but at the very most, he should have gotten like a week ban off of YouTube, right? And because look at Ethan Klein. He was like, someone should bomb the NRA building. Clearly joking, right? But you shouldn't joke about that when you have a platform. Just like the Act Man shouldn't have made his joke. They're both bad. Ethan's was a little bit worse, but at the end of the day, they're both bad and both break TOS. So the Act Man shouldn't have had his livelihood just snatched away from him like that. At least in my opinion. Hopefully in the long run, this is good for the Act Man. He's gotten a lot of popularity and notoriety from this entire situation. And there's been a lot of highs and lows, like an unreasonable amount for him. Just getting in ridiculous beefs with Tommy C of all people. Just going around, not really focusing in because he's so erratic, because he thought that his livelihood was over. This thing that he spent probably near a decade working on, his YouTube channel, just like that in the middle of the night is gone. And that definitely does things to you, to have something that you've worked for so long just be gone in an instant. Obviously it's gonna have an effect, and it clearly did. I'm glad that YouTube made this move. It was clearly the right move. I don't think that he should have been demonetized as long as he was. Again, I can understand YouTube punishing him. It's clearly a joke, but they have to take everything serious, especially after that time their headquarters got, I don't even know if I can say it, but I can say shot up. Their headquarters got shot up, which was really unfortunate. And once you go through that type of thing, you've got to take literally everything serious. Because I'm sure that person said some ridiculous stuff, and then everyone was like, whatever, right? Or somebody at YouTube was like, whatever. They're not really going to do anything. And then they showed up, right? And people got hurt, I think. Well, I don't think anybody died. In fact, I only heard about it like a couple months ago, even though it was like a year or two ago. It's insane. But at YouTube, you have to take pretty much everything serious. Again, you don't want an apocalypse to happen, so you've got to be on your A game. You can't just let people run haywire. It'll be interesting to see if YouTube comes out and makes like an official statement, and they're like, oh, okay, so we realized our wrongdoing in this scenario, and we wanted to change it. The Act Man didn't need to lose his monetization over this. Do I think that's likely? No, but it would be a nice foot forward, especially on the upward trajectory YouTube's sort of been in. They sort of had a little bit of a dip with the whole dislike thing, but ever since they've been going up, like recently I even talked about how Myth moved over to YouTube and how so many streamers are moving over to YouTube, and YouTube streaming is being bolstered because of that. Like, YouTube is continuing to improve and improve and improve. And so I think it would be a nice move, just purely for PR, if nothing else, for them to be like, hey, we messed up here, and we're gonna own up to it, and we're gonna say it loud and proud, because hey, it sucks that this happened to you, Act Man. We really appreciate you, and yada yada yada. It doesn't have to be like super flowery or anything, doing this on the spot. Now, if I'm the Act Man, I'm not saying anything about Quantum TV ever again. I'm not digging my hand into that jar of snakes at all. Like, clearly, that is not a good idea to involve myself and or go after him at all. I don't know if Quantum TV is considered a protected class. A lot of people have been saying he's a protected class because he's black, which I don't know if that's true. I remember there was like this thing in Black History Month, people were complaining because like they were like promoting black creators, which is whatever. But I don't know if Quantum TV is a protected class, because people called out like Jinx, like the content cop for Jinx is still up on iDubbbz's channel. If black people were this important protected class, then that content cop would get taken down because he's a part of one of the protected classes. So I'm not so sure it was that. I think it was just a mix-up at the end of the day. I think if people were to, I don't even know what you do with Quantum TV at this point. Maybe just let him win. Because at the end of the day, like, is this stuff all really worth it? I mean, Act Man lost his job, lost his monetization over this. Like, that's insanely serious. Again, at this point, it's just not, you just gotta be like, oh, this isn't the movies. Bad people are gonna win sometimes. We just gotta let it go and let it be. Because there's nothing you can really do at this point, honestly. YouTube is gonna do their own thing. I'm sure they're aware of who he is by now. And who knows, maybe he gets deleted next week, right? Maybe YouTube is like, oh, okay. Maybe there was a lower level employee working on the Act Man case, and then a higher level one was like, what's all this bad PR we're getting? Peter, you're fired, Peter. Get out of my office. Because it's just so insane how weird that whole drama unfolded. And the fact that just now is the time when Act Man got his monetization back is still weird. It'll be interesting to see what unfolds and what Quantum's future is. In my personal opinion, if he's still up on the website on July 21st, today's the 14th of July, if he's still up in 7 days, he's just going to be allowed to continue on YouTube. That's just my personal prediction and opinion. And if he's deleted within any of those times, then that'll be that. Now, he'll probably try to come back because that's just what he does. He always tries to come back. Whether he'll be able to pull it off is something I don't know. But I'm going to wrap it up here. Thank you all for watching. I really appreciate it. This really was one of the wildest dramas on YouTube, just as an outsider looking in on the insiders. It was insane. I mean, the way the Act Man started acting towards the end, the way Quantum started getting all smug, the way Tommy C just jumped in, the way I found out about Mr. Sen from all of this, just wild. Alright, bye.